If you can recall a simpler time when Baywatch was the most popular show in the world, you might remember that even back then, people were making fun of it. But even more mocked than Baywatch itself was the spin-off Baywatch Nights, a show deemed laughable even by Baywatch standards. Mostly the butt of jokes due to it being completely and utterly ridiculous. And mostly because of this. Oh yeah, Mitch was a PI, and he fought various supernatural things, along with Detective Rizzoli and Daryl. But I'll get to that eventually. Hang on to your butts, people. The reason I bring it up is because people totally weren't giving Baywatch Nights enough credit. Sure, seeing Mitch fight the paranormal was a pretty hard pill to swallow, but on the other hand, they totally did that kind of stuff on regular Baywatch all the time. Case in point, in this episode, there might be a ghost.
Morning, Kirby. Hey, Edgar.
Eddie's first name is Edgar? Pfft. Here we're introduced to Kirby, the fifth turtle. He mentioned seeing a woman in a nightgown on the beach, who mysteriously disappeared.
Hey, Mitch, have you seen Kirby?
No, Kirby! He was the greatest lifeguard they ever had! Man, this really devastates the team. Kirby was their closest friend.
I heard. I'm sorry.
Kirby!
He didn't deserve it.
Those other drowning victims, though, totally deserved it. Edgar mentions the story Kirby told about a woman in a nightgown on the beach.
10, 12 years ago, there was this other lifeguard who drowned. I mean, he'd been talking about seeing some girl who was running along the beach in a long white nightgown. Strange coincidence, huh?
Pretty spooky, huh, folks? Meanwhile, we get a harsh reminder of when this was made.
Here's your New Kids on the Block album.
This was Kirby's broom! I can't work like this! Maybe that woman in a nightgown knows where I can get a new broom! Damn it! Every girl I like turns out to be gay or a ghost! Strangely enough, no one else believes Eddie's story. Oh, that kid and his imaginary ghost friends. So cute! Aw, why didn't he die instead of Kirby? Wowzers! I sure hope my dad doesn't find out about this adorable dog montage we're having. He hates dogs! He even sends people to spy on me to make sure I'm not anywhere near a dog.
Did you ever have a dog? Once. His name was Cookie. He got old and died.
Yeah, he got old. Hobie agrees to let his friend and her dog stay for the night at Casa von Hamburglar. Now Hobie has to keep dog-hating Mitch from knowing anything's afoot.
Hobie!
In the closet, hurry!
What was that?
It was me.
Oh good, because for a second there I thought it was
A damn dirty dog.
Let's eat. Hobie is a criminal mastermind. He nearly gets away with it, but as we all know, Mitch is a future PI.
Hobie, you brought a dog into this house. Now all will suffer. Suffer.
Meanwhile, Eddie is gonna prove just how not crazy he is. Out of my way, seagulls! Wait! Let me capture you to prove how stable I am! Damn! She must have flown away! But there may be some credence to the ghost theory after all. Gina finds a 1920s painting in a thrift shop of the same woman Eddie has been seeing, so she and Craig track down the son of the original painter. Just go with it. According to him, there's some spooky backstory about a lighthouse being burnt down, a family dying, and the surviving daughter suffering mental problems, whatever. My theory is that it's Kirby's ghost speaking to Eddie from beyond the grave. Edgar, you took my broom. Now you must pay. Bravo to whoever edited this montage. Artsy! Tonight is a total eclipse of the Eddie, just like in the painting. Eddie heads to the cliffs to try and find and rescue the ghost woman. First try. I'll rescue you, m'lady! Sadly, Shawnee and Craig rescue him. This is where he reveals his previously unmentioned and never mentioned again dead sister, who drowned in a pool because Eddie couldn't swim. Add laugh track here. So maybe it was Eddie projecting the loss of his sister on this whole thing after all. There was no woman to save, only the memory of a ghost long gone. Just kidding, there totally was a woman there, and she died! Wow, batting 3 for 3 there, Eddie. Oh, come on now, that's just confusing. So it was apparently the daughter, whose family died in the fire, recently escaped from the asylum, which in no way explains how she looked younger or disappeared into thin air. So maybe it was a ghost after all. They seem to imply the ghost of her mother possessed her, and no one can explain the phantom foghorns Eddie kept hearing. Or maybe Eddie was crazy all along. Maybe she was just an actually in the episode shitty freeze frame. We never really get an answer, so yeah, I'm gonna say it was totally a ghost. But most importantly, let us never forget Kirby's legacy. Way to kill everybody, Eddie! Next time on Baywatch, somebody bites it! But who? Find out on a very special Baywatch.